It's now time for the changing weather. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 2020. How about those Kansas City Chiefs? Unless you're not a Chiefs fan, which is like 90% of America now, apparently. Oh boy, what a game. What a weather pattern. And a storm is developing in the southwest United States. It is right on schedule. Take a look at the LRC. The weather pattern is cycling. There is order and chaos. And here are 3 exhibits of that pattern. Let me show you. It is pretty incredible. All right, we'll start by looking at this Southern California. They had 43/100ths of an inch in Los Angeles downtown. Maybe there was a little more after I wrote this, but 59/100ths of an inch now for the year. And it was not a major storm for them. It was good for the fires. Could have been a little bit more rain. This time of the year, you expect a lot more. And they continue to struggle at 8% of their average rainfall for the year. That's pretty incredible. What is going on? Look at this. Does this look like the same pattern to you? Look at that. You see that? All right, this is the river of air at 18,000 feet up in the atmosphere. And this was November 7th. We knew by December, as we figured out what the cycle is of this weather pattern, that it would return around the end of January. And look, here's the forecast for in a couple days. It's the same. The same but different, as Gary England would say. And for those of you critics out there, take a look. Here's the flow across the Pacific. Here's the flow across the Pacific. Here's the ridge. Here's the ridge. There's this extension down here. It's right down there. Here's the trough. Here's the trough. The upper level low, almost identical. The ridge off the California coast, the ridge off the California coast, and the big trough including this upper low up near Greenland, and the big trough including this upper low near Greenland. There was also a Hurricane Raphael at that time. And believe it or not, that part of the pattern is going to return. 59/100ths of an inch of rain in Los Angeles. 7 inches is average. The snow in Louisiana. How is this all predicted? It's called the LRC, the centerpiece of the big atmospheric puzzle. There are other pieces though. The AO is very important. At the beginning of the pattern, the AO went high positive. It doesn't always do this. In fact, very rarely does it go above +3 to +4. This led directly to, or indicated, a warm period, and that's why the beginning of this winter started out rather mild. Then it dipped deep negative. When it dips deep negative, the Arctic Oscillation implies that Arctic air will possibly blast south, and boy did it. It blasted south, energizing storm systems, and then it's hard to move it out. However, in the last few days, it moved back up to AO positive again. Just in the last couple days. And the Arctic air has retreated. But it's still up here. As you can see here, there it was as it blasted down in time to bring the Arctic air setup for the Louisiana to Florida and Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama snowstorm near the Gulf Coast. It was just a perfect combination. But now the Arctic air has retreated way up to the north, but it's still there. We got to watch it closely. There are 2 phases of this year's weather pattern as we described to you. There's no flip in the weather pattern some people talk about. It's shifted, but not flipped. It's a shift in the pattern from this phase to this phase. This is the phase we're in now, and it should be stormier and wetter in the plains. But look at this. The forecast from our winter outlook in December was for 1 or 2 major storms, and boy, did they just get one from Louisiana to Georgia. Pretty incredible. Again, here is that comparison. But this is just one snapshot in time. Let's go about 3 weeks earlier to January 3rd. This energy came in and produced the storm in Kansas City. And look at that. It was 84 days earlier. There's that number again, 84 days. There's the same pattern. And then in the middle cycle, November 22nd. So you have cycle 1, cycle 2, and cycle 3. They look the same, right? All right? Okay. It's incredible. The pattern is cycling. How about 2 weeks later, a week ago? Big ridge. This cross polar flow, this couldn't have already happened before. Well, it did. 40 days ago, there it is. The same pattern. Incredible. Incredible. So the pattern is cycling regularly, and we have our forecast from the LRC model. A few, as you can see here, dry areas that are concerning the Corn Belt. We'll talk about that and go to weather2020.substack.com to get the full details of our LRC patent pending model. Oh my goodness. So anyway, hope everyone's doing great. That Chiefs game, if you're a Chiefs fan, it was mind-blowing how it all came out at the end. And if you're a Bills fan, we feel sorry for you. We feel bad for you. Believe me, we do. We understand the pain. We do. We were there before Patrick Mahomes. We were there. And now it's 7 straight years of bliss. I can't believe it. And it continues. So, hey, Bills Mafia. Good luck next year. You were this close. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day, everyone. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak, and I'm heading to Kansas City for a couple of talks. One in Kansas City and one in Council Bluffs. Thank you for watching The Changing Weather.